Hi everyone, welcome back to another Cut Above with Chris. Going for a head shave today. I did my face shave yesterday with the 1.18mm blade gap start razor from Russia with Mitchell's wool fat and my turn and shave boa. It was absolutely super, what a cracking shave. It was a daily shave and my skin looks and feels great. I'm really surprised with the start razor. Even with other razors, including the Carve, not so much the aluminium, but the stainless and brass, I do tend to get a little bit of irritation on my neck, but it's not nothing major, it goes away very quickly. With this start razor, whether it be the 0.69 or the 1.18, I don't really get any irritation from it at all. But Mitchell's wool fat has really helped. It's a phenomenal soap, for me anyway. So, the soap for today is something that I just came across when I was looking at Knot shaving. Now that's the scent profile. Liquirizia Menta, which I think is licorice and menthol. Or licorice and mint, I'm not sure, I think it might be menthol. Has it got the ingredients list on here? Let me see if it's got menthol in it. Right, there's no menthol in it, so it must be mint. There is the ingredients list, which is sort of surprising, they're all written in English. Now this is an Italian soap, made in, by the looks of it, Saponificio Bignoli Carlo Galliate, Eno, Italy. That's the website there. I love licorice. And that smells absolutely lovely. It's not a super strong scent, it's a very natural scent. It's not like a sort of artificial. Now, it looks very soft. I haven't touched this soap yet. And it is. And it's quite sort of gummy. But it feels slick. So what I'm going to do, I'm actually just going to scoop a little bit of this out, rub it on my head. Put a bit of water in there first. For those of you that don't watch my face shaves and only watch the head shaves, the cast is now off. However, unfortunately my arm has actually only healed roughly 10%, 15%, the doctor said. Obviously that's just a guesstimate, but it was just to give me an idea. And it has only healed on the lower side of the bone, so on the side of the bone. And it's pretty much, I think he called it a bone scab. So I am looking at another 6 weeks on this. I just had to take a phone call there. Now, one thing I want to mention as well with this soap, as you can see, it's an all tin soap, so environmentally friendly in terms of being able to reuse or recycle this as well. Obviously the label's metal. The label is paper, but it looks to be, strangely enough, coated in plastic, so that sort of doesn't really make sense. But they need to try and make them waterproof, so I'm assuming that's part of that. The brush for today in the rotation is my turn and shave, not my turn and shave, TF custom shaving brush. Another Cut Above with Chris. This is the only brush I ever had sort of commissioned for the channel by Tony over in the eastern states of Australia. It's got a 26mm black and white knot. It's not as soft as a tuxedo or a quarter moon or any other knots, but it's soft enough and it doesn't really have any scratch, it's just got lovely scrub. So I've just dipped that in the water. I've left a bit of moisture in there because I don't know really how much soap, how much water this is going to take. I did put quite a bit on, so I've got a feeling that it might take me a while to lather this one. I've got 2 days growth. I've never used this soap before, I've never even heard of it, to be honest with you. I've never heard of this brand of soap. I don't know whether they make any other brands, but I just thought I'd give it a try. This was from Knot Shaving. And I have to say, Knot Shaving's postage was incredible. From the day I purchased until it delivered, it was like 8 days. To Australia from Ireland is incredible. To put that into context, it took nearly 4 or 5 weeks, I think, for the start razor to get here from Russia. Which, geographically, it's closer. As you can see, that's lathering up nicely. The Italians make a great soap, they really do. Whether it be just your sort of run-of-the-mill Proraso, mass-produced stuff, Abate Lamantia, Chong Fung Sing, I think is also Italian, even though it sounds Asian. Don't know whether the gentleman that makes it or that created it is Asian. I'm not sure. The woman, sorry, I don't know whether it was a man or a woman. But I think they make a lot of the products for Razor Rock or Italian Barber. This is lathering up really, really nicely. The strange thing is, my sort of soap for comparing now is going to be Mitchell's Real Fat. So anything that gets used in the den now will be put to that standard. So if you go along with sort of Rudd Shaves, who gives things at scores out of 100, and recently gave the milk steak formula from Declaration Grooming a 100 perfect score, and Mitchell's Real Fat would be my top of the list. I'm not going to give it a rating out of 100 because I wouldn't know what to give it. To be honest, I would never give a soap a rating out of 100 because something always comes along that's better. And you can't then knock the 100 down to 98 because you said it was the perfect thing, so sort of leave yourself nowhere to go. So I would always stick to the 99% for everything. But if it's really that good, I suppose you can't really blame them. Now, in comparison to Mitchell's Real Fat, this doesn't have the density of lather. It's a very nice lather, as you can see. It's got a nice sheen to it. Just going to see, I think I've got loads of soap on the back of my ear there. I did. It's certainly not as slick. And there is the soap. Actually, just let me double check because I know I showed you the ingredients, but if you didn't read them, it looks like it is a vegetal based soap. Now it's also got triethanolamine, which I think is sort of stuff they use in beauty products. It's not good for your skin apparently, from what I remember reading. It's not a great product for your skin and has been linked to all sorts of crap, but then again everything gets linked with death. At the end of the day, you've got to die of something. You might as well enjoy what you're doing as you die. At the end of the day, we're all dying really, we're not living. We're not getting any younger. What a morbid bloke, I tell you. Right. Oh, I'm absolutely shattered today, knackered. I had one of the worst sleeps I've had in a long time last night, even though the cast's off. I've got so much pain in my joints from it being rigid. I think just rolling over it must have been hurting and waking me up. I must have woke up no less than 15 times last night. Right, the razor, which you don't actually know what I'm using because this is just labelled as this soap is my Carve Christopher Bradley razor in aluminium, which is one of my favourite razors. It's definitely my favourite of the Carve selection. I prefer this, it shaves better for me than the brass and the stainless. I think personally it looks better. I love the look of it, the anodizing. It's a cracking little razor. And the blade I'm using today, I'll show you the wrapper in a minute. I'm going to pop it, in fact I can show you the actual blade, is that. Come on. Gillette super thin blade. These ones are produced and sold in Thailand. So I don't know whether the super thin's made anywhere else, but these ones are made in Thailand. These were very, very kindly sent to me. I think it was Dustin sent me these blades. A full pack of them as well. As a thank you, I think I loaned them some Carve plates or something, I can't remember now, it's been a while. But that is the razor loaded. You can really see that red popping on there. Now it is quite a dark sort of blood red. It looks a lot brighter in the camera. I've turned beauty mode off as well. Now, let me just double check. Menthol. Definitely no menthol that I can see. It's very cooling on my head. I can really feel the coolness of the lather. Right, here we go with the grain. I've got the C plate on here as well, which is 0.85 blade gap. Now, I'll tell you why I love this razor. Because it's light. It's got all the attributes of the carve. In terms of its shaving, it's super smooth, it's super comfortable. It gets really close. Well, gets my BBS on my head. That's one thing that needs to be fixed on the razor, I find. You can see all that lather just falls off the bottom. It doesn't happen all the time, but with the close bar, it definitely happens pretty regularly. Oh, can I reach? Look at that. I don't believe it. Now, of course, with the carve, you do get overhang. You can see it there. So behind my ear, it's always a bit of a worry that I'm going to nick myself. Oh God, that blade was up. I can't even feel the blade. Oh yeah, with the grain, with the grain. Too enthusiastic here. So as you can see there, sometimes it holds onto it. Now this lather is probably just a little bit dry. It's a bit more water, in fact it is a bit dry, you can see it there. It's just sticking to the... And I am using cold water today, just a no prep cold water shave, so... So the plan with my arm from here, so because I've got what he called a bone scab, this is really smooth, this razor, I tell you. Having used the start razor for the last sort of 5-6 shaves and getting used to that good feeling of it, you forget how good the carve is when you come back to it, you really do. So the plan now is to have a splint on, just on the wrist area, just to protect against accidental bumps and anything like that, in the hope that it doesn't actually break again, because it has started healing. Get to the end of the 6 weeks, I'm just waiting on my appointment coming through, and then at the end of the 6 weeks, hopefully I will have a lot more healing happening. It's not going to be healed in 6 weeks apparently, so I'm still looking at the new year before I actually manage to get back to work. But I'm just hoping, I'm really hoping I can actually get some healing happening in that time period. Sleeping has been a major issue for me. I've really struggled getting to sleep and staying asleep. Not so much getting to sleep, but definitely staying asleep, and the constant waking up all night is not allowing my body to repair. I think that's one of the major issues I'm having. So hopefully I can get better sleep over the next little period. Right, let's see what the residual sleepiness is like. It's actually very good. Yeah, loads of residual sleepiness. Albeit there was quite a bit of soap on my head when I started doing that, but that's very slick. I'm very happy with it. I seem to be getting pretty good lathers at the moment. It's almost like someone's come in and put in a filtration system on my water to make my water softer as well. Beautiful brush this. There's actually 2 of these brushes in existence. One of them was given away in a giveaway a long time ago on the channel, probably 2.5 years ago now. Pretty much when Tony started making brushes. I got a couple made. One of them I sent to Kyle over at Brown Man Shaves, which never got there unfortunately. The package was hijacked on the boat. And it's why I'll never send anything by boat again. I was gutted, I know Carl was, but I was absolutely gutted. Because I put a lot of lovely stuff in there for the bloke. He's a top guy. He's in law enforcement. Gives his life for everyone else round about him. One thing I love about the carve, you see that's holding the ladder very well now, is that it just feels incredibly smooth. I can't, especially this aluminium version. The thing I love about the aluminium is that it's lovely and light, and I decide the pressure then. There's no real other factors that I have to worry about other than the angle. Now what I was going to say there, it went out of my head, it's just come back, is the sweet spot angle is massive. This razor's very smooth, doesn't matter whether you're going with a shallow angle or you're going with a steep angle. It's just extremely smooth, and certainly for a beginner, it's very forgiving with the angles. I'm never I know I've been using it for a long time now, but I'm never looking to find the angle. It's just natural. It's easy to find. Now, if you're using specific razors all the time and you come to the carve, you might find it a little bit difficult to sort of find the perfect angle for you. But the great thing is, it still gives me an amazing shave, no matter what blade angle it sort of sits at when I'm using it. Right, let's see how it's done. Oh yes, I've got a bit of a sting on the back of my head there. I must have nicked myself. That's okay though. Plenty of slickness here with this soap. Right, do you know what? I'm just going to add a bit of water, just so you can get a gauge on the slickness. I wouldn't normally do this if a soap wasn't residually slick. No, not that I wouldn't normally do this. I wouldn't do it at all if the soap wasn't residually slick. I would be reapplying the lather. I know I've got a few bits here. There we go. Certainly for head shaves, aluminium's the way forward, possibly titanium. Because when you're doing this, especially one-handed, wow, what a shave. It's very fatiguing if you're using a heavy razor. Probably more so for me because I don't have the strongest of arms anyway, but it's fatiguing if you've got a heavy razor, you have to hold it up there. I mean, 100 grams might not seem like a lot, but if you hold it above your head for long enough, it's going to be a lot harder to hold than it would be to hold a 30, 40 gram razor. I think this is 30 odd grams of razor, it's so light. Well, can't really grumble at that. I really can't. I'm really happy with that. I don't know what the blood's like on the back. Let's have a look. There's some micro spotting. You can probably just see it. Well, actually, you probably can't. It's very, very small. So very, very minimal spotting on the back. Just rinsing the razor out there. Rinse the brush out. Yeah, very, very nice shave. That soap is actually a very good quality soap. It's slick, it's protective, it's easy to lather. It is more like a cream, it's more of a croak than a soap, I suppose. It does have triethylamine or whatever the frick it is, which isn't a great product for the spoon by all accounts. So if you're not into that, don't get it. But I think, from what I read there, I think it's pretty sure it's vegetal based. Limonene, linalool, are they related to lanolin? I don't know. I'm sure you guys out there will be screaming at the camera right now going, hey, it's not vegetal, that's fucking lanolin. Linalool, limonene, not sure. I really don't know. I'm just guessing. I don't care whether it's vegetal or animal based, it doesn't bother me. I do care about animals, but as a person that eats meat, it's quite hard to see things from the point of view of someone that doesn't eat meat and is completely against anything like that, because I do eat it. So I cannot, yeah, you know what I'm trying to say. At the end of the day, people make their own decisions. It's not my place to tell someone to be a vegetarian or be a vegan or eat meat or don't eat meat, you know what I mean? It's just one of those things that has been around for a very long time. I don't know if we'll ever get to the world will ever just go vegetable, or whether animals will always be eaten. I'm pretty sure they always will be, to be honest. I'll be very surprised if they weren't, unless we decimate the world's animals like we are at the moment, especially the wild ones. It's sad really that we take more care with bred and domesticated animals than we do with the wild ones that are just disappearing, really. Sad. It's just slowly killing the world and killing everything on it. And it's not us that will suffer. I'll certainly not suffer from it. I'll be long gone before that suffering starts, but certainly my children and my children's children, my great grandkids and things like that, as we go down the generations, they're the ones that are going to really feel the pinch of the shit that we're doing to the world now. Albeit we are not the best at recycling, we are making a difference in our house now. We do try and buy eco-friendly, biodegradable products. We try and stick to things that are, organic fruits and vegetables, anything that's not been killed with pesticides or smashed with chemicals and all that sort of stuff. We really do try to do that. It's a very expensive lifestyle, I can assure you, but we do try our best with it. Anyway, head shave is done. We have got Bignoli Galliate Saponificio, and it is crema de barba in crema, which I believe is cream, I think, so I'm assuming that's what that means. Saponificio Bignoli Carlo Galliate, made in Italy. But there's the label right there, that's probably easy to see there. Made in Italy. Really, really nice soap, cream should I say. Smells great, works very, very well. I do quite enjoy a cream, it's very easy to work with a cream. Post shave is excellent. My skin feels nice and hydrated, but I am going to finish off with a post shave balm, which I really enjoyed using yesterday. Lee. So here we go, just pop a little bit. It's nice being able to lift my arm up here and get a bit more movement. So that much there, I'm hoping that's enough, it might not be. Oh yeah, loads. I think there's a little bit of menthol in here, so it does give a nice cooling sensation. It's got a lovely scent. It's not like a cologne scent or anything, it's just got a nice, clean, crisp scent. It's nice, it's lovely. It absorbs really, really quickly as well. I haven't actually had a good look at the ingredients list on this tube, because I think it's written in Spanish. It does have alcohol, glycerin, yeah, most of it is in Spanish, but it does have a lot of stuff in here. It's got that triethylamine in here, it's got aminopropylglycine, lauryl diethylamine, Just, you'll not be able to see that on there, I don't think. You might, but it's got things in there that probably aren't good for your skin, once again. But I've got to die of something, right? So that was the brush. What a cracking brush this is. From Tony Forsyth, over here in Australia. This was a custom turned handle. He turned this handle without, I had absolutely no idea what it was going to look like. The colour is Phantom Nebula. Don't know where that came from. 26mm black and white knot. The carb, Christopher Bradley razor in aluminium, anodised in black and red. There are more colours coming. They are releasing more at the end of November. What a cracking shave. I mean, that's stunning. Yeah, really, I get carried away. I've got to say that you do get a bit of, you get a bit carried away when you get a new product in the day and it's shaving really nice. You use it and you get sort of carried away with it, and then you come back to something your old trusted, your favourites, like the calf, and you sort of forget that little bit of excitement of how good your favourite things are, and that razor's superb. It really is. For shaving my head, it's the best for shaving my head, hands down. I think if I use that with Mitchell's Wool Fat, I'll be getting the shaves of my life with it, and I may even use it for my next face shave. I think I will actually use it for my next face shave. I might use it with the fat again, as I'm pretty partial to that soap, as you guys probably already know now. I absolutely love it. It just lathers like an absolute monster, and it's slick, protective, and post shave is spot on. The post shave on my face from yesterday is still beautifully soft. Lovely. Stay safe, drive safe, don't drink and drive, and I'll catch you guys next time. Cheers.